Boo.
Ooh.
Boo.
Ooh.
It's the Halloween spooktacular finale. Woo! He's alive.
He's killing me.
Yes, that's it. It's finally here after a month of Best Boys Blitz, aka Blitz Boys.
Yeah, you got double show.
Yeah, we got a lot out this month.
Yep.
I don't think it was 2 a week. Well, maybe it was, because this is episode 11, 12. This 13. Is episode 14 or 13.
Unlucky 13th.
Yeah. And what we're doing, this one's going to come out here on Halloween. The movie is Halloween.
See, ironic.
I don't know if it's ironic if it's exactly what would happen.
Yeah, or what we intended to happen.
Yeah, from day one.
Yeah.
This is by John Carpenter, who I know his name. I don't know any movie he's ever made before in the past.
You should know his name because he's a horror auteur. Like, he's made 4 or 5 horror masterpieces and genre masterpieces. Real good. I actually like his movie The Thing a bit better than Halloween, but Halloween's one of his best.
I've seen The Thing.
Yes.
That one I really enjoy. I didn't know that John Carpenter... I'm guessing the one from the 80s? That thing?
Yeah, 82.
But let's go ahead and read the background here.
Okay.
The back of this really, really nice slipcover. It's got a lot of shiny stuff.
Yeah, this is Anchor Bay back whenever they used to be good. But yeah, it's like a Trump slogan now. They gotta make them watchable again.
15 years ago, Michael Myers brutally massacred his sister. Now, after escaping from a mental hospital, he's back to relive his grisly crime again and again and again. Now,
there were
Michael
a lot
Myers,
of sequels.
Now, this Michael Myers, is this the one that played the Cat in the Hat?
Basically, he has about the same range of emotions as that Michael Myers, because he has a blank mask on his face at all times.
Okay. And that mask, is that his face, or is it a Halloween mask that he found and just wears while he kills?
Oh, you guys can't know.
Oh man, I guess I'll have to I'll have to watch the movie there.
Yep. So this is a genre classic. This is the film that started the slasher craze in America.
Really? It wasn't Friday the 13th that started it?
No. Friday the 13th was directly inspired by this, and there were actually a good amount of them before, but Friday the 13th is the one that really, like, tore it into hyperdrive, because, I mean, there were slashers coming out the wazoo for 4 years, from 1980 to 1984. I mean, you could go by, like, every week and see a new slasher in theaters.
I'm guessing this was released at or around Halloween when it first came out?
Yeah, I'd like to assume so, yeah. Yeah, very low budget, but they did a lot with what they had.
All right. Let's go ahead and pop this bad boy in the PlayStation 4, or watch it on Netflix, whichever is higher quality, and we'll be back in a bit.
I don't think this is on Netflix. Netflix is kind of garbage for movie finding.
Yeah, because this is, or at least this version of Starz Home Entertainment, but...
Yeah, old Stars. They bought Anchor Bay and ruined it forever.
Yep, ruined it forever. Just like Halloween, made Halloween spooky again, I guess.
Oh, no. The Satanism panic in the 80s made Halloween spooky again.
Ooh, is that related to Halloween here?
No, not a little bit.
I guess we'll find out when I watch the movie.
Sure.
All right, let's just do a volume test here.
Ooh.
I don't think there's ever been a time where I asked, hey, Joe, let's do a volume test, and you just spoke like a normal person. So I can actually test the volume. Anyway, that's probably fine. Whatever.
Okay, cool. How do you like this?
So, that was Halloween. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was different than I expected.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've never seen Halloween. I might have seen it once. Or one of the... How many sequels does it have?
There are currently 10 Halloween movies.
I probably saw Halloween 7 or something.
Yeah. That's actually the one where Jamie Lee Curtis comes back as like an old lady.
Does she?
Yep.
Okay, see, I was just like making a goof.
No. Yeah, they bring her back.
Interesting.
Yeah, at one point, Michael Myers is actually in a cult the whole time, and they brainwashed him.
But he was like, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. One time there's a sequel where it's got literally nothing to do with Michael Myers, and it's just about some spooky Halloween masks that kill who's ever wearing them.
I think that one just happened to be called Halloween 5 because there was 5 Halloween masks, and it wasn't related to the Halloween series at all, Joe.
No. That was Halloween 30 Season of the Witch.
That actually sounds familiar. I might have
saw that.
I saw, yeah.
Yeah.
But Halloween. John Carpenter, allegedly a very famous dude. His name's familiar to me, and I don't watch a lot of movies, so that's a pretty good indicator of how famous he is.
Yeah, he's a big genre guy. He's done a lot in different genres.
But Halloween there. I finally know what that theme. My older brother always played this theme whenever he was near a piano because it only required 3 notes or so.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I can play Jaws on the piano because you just thump it twice for each one.
Dun-dun.
Yep.
Dun-dun.
And then you just do it faster.
When we went to take my nephew to the Children's Museum in St. Louis, they had a Clifford the Big Red Dog there. And my brother Zach was up there going on the children's xylophone.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? The thing I always wondered about Clifford the Big Red Dog is...
Joe, stop it right there.
What? No, I was just going to say, how big's his mother?
Okay.
Because he's a big old pupper. And let me tell you, that's a gaping dog vagina. Nothing's going to fix that back up.
I hate you so much, Joe.
Yeah.
But Halloween. It is the best Halloween movie I can think of. If someone wanted to watch a spooky Halloween movie, I would say watch the original Halloween. And I imagine that was very much the intention.
Yeah.
The movie feels like a really good telling of an urban legend. People are on the house, oh, look at that spooky house. Michael Myers used to live there, and oh man, I bet he killed his mother, and then he comes back every Halloween to kill someone. Ooh.
Yeah, they say he dug his mother's body up, and then he turned her into a sofa.
Yeah. It was, that's one of the reasons that I recommend it for a Halloween movie. The other one, it was a lot less, I'm not gonna say normal person, because I'm not normal anymore.
Yeah, Internet.
Yeah, I mean, I know too much about serial killers to ever consider myself normal again.
Yeah, I know too much about people who fuck plush. Yeah.
Fuck plush, okay.
Yeah.
So when I think of a Halloween movie, with my uneducated opinion, I think like something big and gross and gory and stabbing and and shitty teenagers. Mm. And while this movie did have shitty teenagers that were played by late 20s actors...
Yeah. I mean, they know what kids like.
Yeah,
skateboards and sex.
Yeah, skateboards and being irresponsible babysitters.
Oh, yeah.
But this movie, it has a lot of the classic... I want to say classic tropes. I'm assuming a lot of it was either...
started most of them.
Yeah, it either started or it was popularized from this movie.
Yeah.
It's got a very... Obviously, it takes place during Halloween. That's one plus. It has the big spooky house in the corner and the kind of urban legend that brings. It's not a gore fest.
No, there's very little blood.
It's not hyper violent. There is some violence in it, of course, because it is a horror movie. There are death scenes. And it's honestly not super duper scary.
Yeah.
It's
well, they don't do false jump scares.
Yeah, every jump scare that's there is either the killer or it's directly related to him.
Well, whenever it's not the killer, it's not accompanied by a loud sound.
Yeah, it's just a, whoop, there's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not a gotcha. But this movie is definitely one that I would recommend. If you're just looking for a Halloween movie, Halloween is your choice.
Yeah, well, Black Christmas actually, started a lot of these, tropes. It's a 1974 Christmas horror movie by Bob Clark, the man who made A Christmas Story.
Wait, really?
Yes.
He likes Christmas.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And he likes to kill people on Christmas. Yeah, no, Black Christmas is actually still pretty good. It's actually mildly disturbing. And it pioneered stuff like the killer cam, and, the phone call. It's a killer who calls people and, starts just screaming gibberish into the phone. So they kind of play with stuff like that in this movie.
There's a lot of a lot of some of the horror tropes that I think of, the killer cam, like you said, where we see it through Michael's eyes. Opening scene of the movie, you follow Michael as a child. And originally I thought this was going to be a child dressed up as something that goes and spooks his sister. And then we find out, like, he goes to school and learns about the Michael Myers story or something. But no, it's just Michael.
Yeah. Well, no, because it says, like, it takes place in, like, 60-something. And then it jumps forward in time 15 years or so.
Yeah. But, that's Michael Myers, an escaped mental patient from a mental health hospital. What are some other ones? The heavy masked breathing.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Halloween mask, the fucker's wearing a Halloween mask.
Yeah. Well, so the mask, he was actually originally, it was going to be a clown mask. But they ended up buying a William Shatner mask for $2, and they spray painted it and opened the eyes more and shaved the sideburns. That's what the mask is.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty spooky.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
it turned out really good.
Yeah, it's blank and emotionless, like one of those like clay faces that you use like for I don't know, like detailing your eyebrows or whatever.
Yeah, that was definitely a wise choice by the director to go over that than just a generic spooky clown.
Yeah, because Michael's in a clown costume whenever he's a little kid, which is why they were going to go that way. But then they just found this in like a shop,
and they're like, "Hey, look at this William Shatner thing. Isn't that crazy?" And then decide, it's actually pretty workable. Or they just couldn't find a good clown mask.
Well, yeah, it was $2 mask.
Yeah. What was the budget for this movie? Because it was
$300,000, which is very, very low back in the day. Half of that was for the camera.
Oh wow! So it basically had a budget of $150,000.
Yeah, and then more of it was for the filming lighting.
Yeah. So I mean, you put that in there, you've got $100,000.
Yeah, maybe
a little more than that.
Probably a little less.
That's less money than you guys had for the
the whole butcher
River City Panic.
Well, yeah, River City Panic. I mean, that one we spent like a lot on the cameras and lighting, probably more than we should have. And
then that ended up being a whole thing. You can listen to the other episode for more information about that.
Yeah, let me tell you about making an indie movie.
Yep, or 99-cent movies.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in every episode, so you can bet your bottom dollar that that's a good one.
Yeah, if you think Joe's inappropriate on this show, hoo boy, you don't know how many times he says the C word.
Yeah, like cuckold. Or cummies.
Joe, if you say cummies one more time, I will kick your ass out of my house.
Oh, and the Discord. I'm banned. I'm straight out banned.
Yep, he's banned from the Discord for being too rowdy.
Oh, yep. So I was going to say, though, so for the budget, I mean, Donald Pleasance took up a big amount of it, and then they kind of just paid the actors, like, a little bit. Like the guy who played, the face actor for Michael Myers, $250, that's what he got paid.
He was only in one scene.
Oh, yeah, it's one shot.
All he had to do was take his mask off and then stumble backwards.
Yep, so that's a good amount. I'd do that for $250.
You'd do that for less. I just watched a clip earlier today where you swung a scimitar around in the woods for 4 minutes.
Yeah. So I mean, Halloween, it definitely it inspired a lot of films to come with it. This is the big one.
78?
Yeah, 78. Ton of stuff after it, and then it directly inspired Friday the 13th.
Really? I thought it was the other way around.
Oh no, Friday was 80 even.
Yeah, and then we have the Friday the 13th movies and all those spooky good times.
Oh yeah, and then there's stuff like Prom Night, My Bloody Valentine. There's like Hell Night with Linda Blair. That's the Exorcist chick. Yeah, there's a ton of them. There's a lot of like holiday slashers. There's April Fool's Day where no one actually dies at the end. It's revealed because it was the whole thing was a prank.
I think I've seen April Fool's Day. I think I watched a Mystery Science Theater on it.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they would have gotten the rights to that one because that was in the mid '80s.
It was one where it's kind of a mental asylum, right? I think. Then everyone dies, and then it's revealed, April Fool's at the very end or something.
Maybe. I don't know if I've seen that episode.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I can Google it later.
Yeah, that should be cool.
So this was the first movie that Jamie Lee Curtis was in.
Oh, yeah, yep, first movie. She was on some TV.
Yeah, she's definitely playing... Or I don't blame them for having teenagers that are played by mid to late 20-year-olds, because you're not going to find actually good talent who are 18 years old.
Well, Jamie Lee was 18.
What's she? She looks a lot older.
Yeah, she's kind of got the old look to her, but I don't blame her. She's a pretty gal.
That's good of you, Joe.
Yeah. There's actually a big rumor on the internet that she actually was born with a dick.
Okay.
But that's
I resent. Okay, I was about to say I rescind my statement, Joe. You are very mean.
No, I'm not mean. She's a wonderful actress. She's a nice lady.
But what else did this kind of kickstart her into? Was she in the previous ones? The ones after this?
No, though so she's in Halloween 2, which takes place like minutes after this film ends.
Really?
Yeah. No, well, actually, it starts out with the ending of this, where Michael Myers gets shot and then gets back up. And then it's a whole to-do. And then, so Donald Pleasance, who is Sam Loomis, he sacrifices himself and blows up Michael Myers because he fills up the room with gas, and then he flicks his lighter, and he says it looks like you're gonna be cooking now. See, look at this barbecue cookout. Yep. Oh, I gotta stand back.
Yep. Okay. Push back a little bit.
Okay.
Because this is a sensitive microphone. You don't need to be too close.
See, yeah. And then so he blows up Michael. And then they did the movie where it's about the Halloween masks. And those are pretty spooky. And then it turned out that Michael Myers wasn't actually dead, and he came back for part 4 and 5. And then he was in a cult. And then Jamie Lee Curtis came back and fought Michael. And then for part 8, there was a famous rapper who fought Michael.
What?
Yeah, it's I forget who he is, but yeah, he says "trick or treat, motherfucker." Yep. And then Rob Zombie remade it. Yep.
And that was relatively recently, right?
Yeah, that was 07, I think.
Was that one any good?
First one got mixed reception. Second one's pretty universally regarded as bad.
For the originals? Or do they remake?
No, for the remakes, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so they remade the first and second movie?
The second one has nothing to do with the second original Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a sequel to his. Memes. Yeah, because I do like Rob Zombie as a director. I think The Devil's Rejects is a really good movie. And I like House of a Thousand Corpses, but yeah, I haven't seen Halloween just because I don't really watch remakes like that.
Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of fun dialogue in this movie. I could tell that it was kind of cheaply filmed. There was a lot of shots that were mostly just in a house.
Yeah. It all takes place during a day. They chose that pretty specifically to keep the costs down.
Yeah. And there's one scene that really stuck out to me, which was she was walking home from school. And the way they handle Michael in the opening scene is really, really fun, where they just have him standing out there. Because logically, you think about it well, if he's just standing out there, wouldn't anyone who sees him call the cop? Oh, wait, no, it's near Halloween. Yeah. Anyone who sees him can go, whoa, okay, that's a weird dude, then go on their way. If this is in the middle of July, they'd think, that's a crazy person. I'm calling the police.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing illegal about walking around in a mask.
Yeah, but the mask, and then the fact that
you got a knife going around.
Yeah, there's twofold there. One, no one would call the cops if they see him. Two, in his mind, from what we know of Michael in this first movie, he just doesn't give a fuck. So,
no.
You see him carrying a corpse outside of a house, go to the front and just walk right in because he doesn't give a shit.
Well, he's in jail for life. What are they going to do to him? Put him back in jail?
Yeah. Even if he's capable of reasoning that much, for whatever reason, he was a broken child.
Yeah.
I think he was 9? 9
he was 6 whenever he killed his sister.
6, that's it.
Yep. And then he's supposed to be the 23 in this one. But he looks huge. I really like the actor who plays him, Nick Castle. He was a big boy.
He was a very large man.
Yeah, large and in charge.
But there was a scene where she was walking back from school. You see Michael every now and then. He's just hiding in front of the bushes, or there's a very, very long, protracted shot of Michael staring over the shoulder, just staring at her. She walks down for fucking 2 minutes. There's a scene where it cuts, and all of a sudden it's all rainy out. All the roads and sidewalks are wet.
Yeah, they just kind of had the deal.
But the movie's supposed to take place around Halloween, but when they actually filmed, it was spring, you said?
Yeah, it was March, and it's in California, I think. Because that's why you can actually see some palm trees in the movie. And all the leaves on the trees, on the actual trees, are green, but then they just painted a bunch of leaves and put them on the ground. And then after they got done with the shots, they had to go back and pick them back up.
Because you can't just leave it there. That's trash.
Well, no, because they got no money.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got to reuse the leaves.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. What other things I noticed about the movie? There was a few others. The wacky dialogue. There was a lady by the name of Anne who was just a terrible, terrible babysitter. I think she was the first one to die.
Yeah, she was.
Besides the sister.
And the dog.
Oh, that's right. Michael Myers does eat and kill a dog.
Yep.
Well, allegedly eat. We don't have any proof that Michael did it.
Yeah, exactly.
Could have just been some hungry homeless man who was in his house before him.
Or a teenager.
Or a teenager.
A goddamn teenager. Playing his goddamn hip-hop and eating dogs.
Yeah, what's the matter? Couldn't tell it wasn't a delicious steak because all the hair in your eyes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, masturbating. Goddamn teens.
But Annie had some really goofy lines. Every single thing she said was a death flag. Well, don't worry. I'm just here alone. Whatever. It's really boring tonight. Oh, man, I sure hope I don't get stabbed.
Yeah, I can't wait to make out with my boyfriend.
There's a lot of funny dialogue like that, where it was just back and forth, just little dumb, little one-off lines. I really enjoyed those. The movie's not a comedy, for sure.
No.
But there are humorous aspects to it that's one of the reasons I would recommend it for someone to watch for Halloween.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in most movies there's comedic relief in almost any movie just to break up tension or just a scene change or whatever.
Yeah.
It just depends. You can use it for whatever.
Let's see. So what were the other films that John Carpenter made?
Ooh, he did a bunch of good stuff. So he made The Thing, which is probably one of my favorite movies ever. He did Escape from New York. That's a really good one. It's directly what Metal Gear Solid was inspired by, the character of Snake.
Because Escape from New York, that's where the city gets quarantined off as a prison or something.
Yeah, yep.
And there's was it the one that had really, really huge sets, or the sets that looked?
They look very big, yeah. And then it's Snake Plissken with his little eye patch, and he talks just like Metal Gear Solid. So yeah, Kojima loves it. Yep. And then he did Big Trouble in Little China. He did Big Trouble in Little China? Yep.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's a classic movie.
Yep. He did In the Mouth of Madness, which I really love.
Isn't that a Lovecraft story?
It's very heavily based on Lovecraft, but not directly.
Is it based on that story?
Well, Lovecraft did a story called In the Mountains of Madness, but In the Mouth of Madness has nothing to do with that story, but it's very heavily Lovecraft, which is why he kind of borrowed the name.
Nice.
Yeah. Prince of Darkness, that's a really good one.
Prince of Darkness, what's that one about? That sounds familiar.
It's the second part of his Apocalypse trilogy, because it's The Thing, Prince, and then In the Mouth. And yeah, they kind of just all have the theme of the world ending. But no, because in the 80s, he was gold. He did stuff like The Fog and all kinds of good movies. But then in the 90s, because all his movies would basically flop at the box office, except for this one.
Now, why did they flop? I mean, just that's the way it goes.
Yeah, no, because generally, I mean, you gotta have something to sell the audience on, or else they don't come. And good movies don't pack the seats.
I guess that's pretty true.
Yeah. So then he had to direct stuff like Vampires and Escape from L.A.
Oh, so they made a sequel?
Yeah, and it's not good.
No, just let one movie happen. You don't franchises.
Yeah, and then he did Ghosts of Mars.
And what is that?
I haven't seen that. I believe it's about some spooky things on Mars. But I hear it's not good. And so his career died off in the 90s, and he's semi-retired. But then he came back and proved that he still got it for Masters of Horror. It's a really good Showtime thing where they gave 13 horror directors an hour-long runtime to make their own horror movie. And Carpenter's is definitely the best out of the 13. And there's some good people in there. I mean, there's the Sheke Mike, John Landis, who did American Werewolf in London. And there's some big stars in there. Mike Garris. So, yeah.
I've never heard of any of them.
No.
Hopefully, at some point, I will have.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I do want to do American Werewolf on here, definitely. Into Sheke Mike. Oh, he makes some fucked up stuff.
The American Werewolf, is that anything like Teen Wolf?
It's a horror comedy, but other than that, no.
So it's Teen Wolf, is what you're saying. You're trying to sell me on Teen Wolf again, Joe?
No,
I already told you,
Teen Wolf
I'm not a fucking Teen Wolf. Get out of here, okay?
Oh, but,
I don't allow Teen Wolf in my fucking house.
Ted, what's that around your neck? Oh, it's a hair growing. Oh my god. I'm stubbly.
Yeah, I was about to say, Joe, I think that's just a neck beard from not shaving.
Oh.
Don't worry, I'm not a Teen Wolf. I want everyone listening to this podcast to know that I want them to know two things. One, I'm not Teen Wolf. And two, Halloween is a very good movie for the Halloween season.
Yeah. I just haven't shaved in 3 weeks. I'm not a werewolf.
All right, is there anything else that you want to say real quick before we close out the episode there, Joe?
Oh, I was going to say, though, about John Carpenter. I really hope he comes back someday, but it doesn't look likely. Because he directed a movie called The Ward, and that wasn't too good. So now he pretty much just chills at his house, and he gets checks whenever people remake his movies. And he likes to smoke pot and play video games. That's a life we all wish we could have.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly.